Hi folks, today we look at another situation from our Customer Experience Management Learning archives. This is showing empathy when a client is upset, yet the fault is not yours. The opposite of anger is not calmness, it's empathy. Dealing with disgruntled clients is an occupational hazard that we have to deal with, and it is our job to not aggravate but diffuse the situation. When a client is furious, defensiveness or confrontational attitude takes us nowhere. Instead, be empathetic and assertive. Take a look. A hardware change for a long-term solution was recommended to an internal stakeholder in the radio team for a certain fault, but this was not mentioned in the minutes of meeting and it failed to get highlighted by the stakeholder to the client. A week later, since the change was not implemented, the fault became worse. Now the stakeholder is furious and upset. He is lashing out at the engineer who was not himself present on the day when the hardware change was recommended. Here you have a situation where an internal stakeholder who is an extended counterpart of your organization and who faces the client is very angry. The source of this anger is the frustration and fear of having to face the client under these circumstances. It's actually this fear that is causing the anger. Let's see a couple of ways in which it is being handled, which worsens the situation.
Why has the day end report not captured the change discussed on day 1? I'm extremely upset. I cannot take this carelessness from you because this carelessness will lead to massive consequences. I have to face my clients now.
Hi Sam, I'm told that my team recommended a hardware change on the call. I know it wasn't mentioned in the minutes of the meeting, but we had discussed it with you on the phone. It is a little unfair to blame us for this. Hi Sam, I'm sorry, but I was not in the office that day and the team is including this in the minutes of the meeting. You know the fault is not entirely ours. We had made a recommendation on the phone.
Playing the blame game would make the process counterproductive, as this does not help them arrive at a solution. Also, emotions of fear, anger, and helplessness continue to build up. In such situations, the ideal situation is to acknowledge the anger, assertively take ownership that mistakes were made on both sides, and then firmly move towards collaborating on a solution.
Hi Sam, I understand that this situation is upsetting. We will have to do this together. Let's focus our energies on discussing how to solve this problem. I've discussed it with the team here and we propose a few recommendations. To solve this immediate issue, we have a stopgap arrangement. Simultaneously, we can start implementing our original recommendation.
This was a man with a solution, and that's who you should be in such situations. Empathize with the client using an assertive tone and play a leadership role in moving the conversation towards a solution. Be assertive while suggesting a solution rather than being defensive. The feeling of fear, helplessness and anger start diminishing as the stakeholder sees a resolution. And did you notice the subtle emphasis on together? The engineer is saying the mistake was mutual, so let's collaborate on a solution. Don't blame, be subtle.